My parents always treated my younger sister like she could do no wrong. Growing up, she got everything she wanted: the newest phone, the best clothes, extra money whenever she asked. Meanwhile, I was always told to be grateful for what I had. At first, I thought I was imagining it, but the older I got, the harder it became to ignore. When I got straight A's, my parents barely reacted. When my sister passed a single class she was struggling with, they took her out to celebrate. I worked part-time through high school to save money while my parents paid for everything she wanted without hesitation. Still, I tried not to let it bother me. I kept my head down and focused on my own future. Then our 17th birthday came. We're twins, so for years we'd always shared the same birthday parties. Or at least that's what I thought. A few weeks before our birthday, I noticed my parents acting strange. Conversation stopped whenever I entered a room, and my mom kept making phone calls she refused to explain. I didn't think much of it until the day finally arrived. The moment I walked into our backyard, I knew something was wrong. There were decorations everywhere, a huge cake sat in the middle, dozens of relatives had already arrived, and everything looked perfect. Then I looked closer and froze. The cake only had one name on it: my sister's. My name wasn't anywhere. At first I thought it was a mistake, but then my mom walked over smiling and told me not to make a scene. I asked why my name wasn't on the cake. She shrugged and said my sister deserved a special day. I just stood there staring at her while some of our relatives looked visibly uncomfortable. The entire party felt like it had been planned for one child, not two. As the evening went on, people started noticing. My grandparents asked where my birthday cake was. An aunt asked why my name wasn't on the decorations. The questions kept coming until my grandfather finally asked my father directly. Everyone turned to look at him. My dad laughed. Then he said something that completely changed the mood. He said everyone already knew my sister was the favorite. The entire backyard went silent. Nobody laughed. Nobody smiled. Several relatives just stared at him. I don't think he realized what he had admitted. My grandmother looked furious. My aunt immediately started arguing with my parents, and one by one other family members started speaking up. Apparently, a lot of them had noticed the favoritism for years. They just never expected my father to openly admit it in front of everyone, especially not during a family birthday party. The party completely fell apart. Relatives started leaving early. Some refused to even say goodbye to my parents. For the first time in my life, people actually saw what had been happening. Next morning, my phone wouldn't stop buzzing. Family members were apologizing to me. Some admitted they should have spoken up sooner. Others said they had no idea things were this bad. Meanwhile, my parents spent the entire week dealing with angry calls from relatives. My sister wasn't happy either. Her perfect birthday had become the center of a family argument. And honestly, for the first time ever, I didn't feel invisible because the truth had finally come out, and everyone had heard it.